Hey everybody, welcome back to The Simple Creative. In the spirit of creating something new and trying to learn and encourage myself, I decided to create an interview with myself. And this is what this particular episode is all about. If you're yet to subscribe to this channel, kindly do so to get updates about The Simple Creative. And if this video helps you eventually, give it a thumbs up. Let's get to the podcast. Welcome to today's episode of the podcast.
Thank you very much.
There are a couple of things I've been hoping to share or ask you for a while now.
Okay.
But because of the way things seem to be, we haven't gotten the opportunity to. But there are a couple of questions I have for you, and it would be best if you answer to the best of your knowledge.
All right.
Just to give the audience the kind of thing they need to know about who you are.
Okay.
And first, just tell us about yourself. Like, what do you do, and how did you get there? I am Oladimeji Ajegbile, and I'm a brand architect, and I do a lot of podcasting. So I started with architecture from school, but right now I'm just into building brands and making sure that brands have the best perception people have of them outside. So yeah, I'm a brand architect, and I'm a podcaster as well. So. Yeah, that's about it. All right. So, looking at what you just said now, you studied architecture, but what really drove you into this brand architect or thing that relates to branding? Because naturally, everyone will feel if you're an architect, pursue the career and get something out of it. Yes. Back then in school, I had the understanding of being able to combine design principles together and all those things. So, it kind of gave me the push to go further into design and know what exactly design entails. So that was one of the major things that pushed me into it, and it's been good so far. So yeah, the basic knowledge of architecture embedded in design generally. All right, that's a good one. So but you creating trying to do a podcast and all these things, why is that so important to you? Like why do you think you need to do a podcast to bring creative people together to talk about stuff? I think when we look at it from this angle, where everyone needs to get to a point where you learn from anybody whatsoever, I kind of understood that people starting out something for themselves is a little bit difficult. So if people can learn from people who have had these experiences, then it will be a lot better. It will be very, very good. Okay, yeah. So I know it can be a little bit difficult to set out to become creative or to try and create something not extremely new, but something no one has really done before. So, and I know there will be a lot of ordeals that you have to cross. So, what kind of ordeals did you have to cross in this particular area? Like, what was the major thing that pushed you to keep doing this particular thing? I think the major one that actually struck me was the fact that anything I want to do, people would just regard it as irrelevant. Yes. So I kind of saw it as a need to push myself to the limit. Yeah, I know it can be a little bit tricky when people see your content and they naturally just love it, but they don't know it's been a series of different trainings and work underground. So exactly, I think I understand what you're saying. Exactly. All right. So so these particular hurdles you had to scale, like was it that it was very obvious that it's something you need to get away from, or you just stumbled across it? Like the thing is, all of a sudden. The thing is actually, so some are very clear to you as a creative. You begin to see pointers that what you need to do right now is not right. But sometimes we overlook that and we just go ahead and do the necessary things. So some were obvious and some were not. I know this might seem a little bit off the topic, but where do you draw your motivation from? Like what inspires you? What keeps you going to just keep creating, keep being creative, and not worry what other people think about it? I think I made mention of that at first, that my greatest motivation comes from God and from friends as well, people who are around me, who support me. So I try to keep myself in the light of knowing that I'm not just doing things for doing it sake. Right. It's just to get it there and make it really good. So yeah. Yeah, I've actually known people who tend to be more committed to their personal life to excel better. Because the moment you begin to see the things that work for you, then it becomes a lot easier when you try and apply it to every other thing in your life.
Exactly.
For example, if you meditation works for you, or being relaxed, having a peaceful art works for you, if you try and put it into work, then it becomes a lot easier because you already know who you are, and you already know how things like that can actually function and work. So
that's very true.
It's really brilliant being able to balance your personal life and the so-called spiritual life with the work life. It's a lot creative. Yeah, putting together is good. So, all right. So, how did the work series come about? How did the brand series come about? Because I've seen that a lot now. Like, what motivated you to do that? The daily work series actually started from Mikanova. I saw on Instagram, and he used to do this daily work series. So I kind of saw it as if I could do this also, and so that kind of goes into self-improvement. Yeah. Yes, it was more of self-improvement because I wanted to improve myself and see if this can help my work ethics. So, that's one of the ways. Yeah. Then for the podcasting and brand series, it started as my passion for building brands, and that came about. Okay, so if you give one advice to creatives or to creators who are out there trying to build up something from nothing, what's your greatest advice you can give to them? If I'll give any advice, the advice is to not fear and never think you can't do it. Just go ahead and do it. All right, cool. The fact that you've thought about it means you can actually do it. So take it out, go all out and do something. I don't think you should fear whether it will happen or not. Just take the step. If you don't do anything, then there is no point getting to that level. Times, Yeah, it's necessary. So it's really important that you just set out to do something, make a plan, and see to it that you carry it out. Just a couple of quick questions. So how do you deal with doubt when it comes to your personal life and work life? How do you deal with doubt? Doubt. I think doubt is inevitable. So you just have to, it will come. So it depends on you understanding whether the things you can do right now goes a longer way. So, all right, cool. And so just on a very random scale, like, would you consider yourself weird, normal, abnormal, or what? Because someone that creative really needs to be on a level, whether it's abnormal, weird, or something. Yes, I would say I'm not normal, I'm not abnormal, so I'm kind of in between. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so I'm kind of in between. All right. There are a couple of more questions, but we just run through them. So when you set out as a creative, what are specific roadblocks to look out for so you don't fall into mistakes or become a victim of ideas that just doesn't make sense? Anytime you're trying to do something, there are always pointers that this thing is wrong, don't do it, or this thing might not succeed. So looking out for those pointers, for example, if you're a creative and you want to go into graphic design and you've not learned the basics of maybe the Adobe Photo Suite, the Adobe Creative Suite, then you're kind of going the wrong direction. So learn the basics, look out for pointers. So that was a short interview with myself, and I believe you've learned something from this, understanding how everything started and how I was able to put things together to get to this level. If this podcast has helped you in any way, kindly give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel to get more updates. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next podcast. Bye.